there's somebody here. He's seen us. Go on.
He's alive. Get rid of him. Mr. Wheeling, I didn't count on any of this.
You'll do exactly as Mr. Wheeling tells you. Understand?
All right, dump the bike now! Dump it!
Hey, this is a beauty. You do all this work yourself?
My dad made me my own tumbler and polisher. We did them together. Of course, he found most of them. I don't guess I'll be able to anymore.
I don't see why. I got a lot of nice agate out at my ranch. I'll bring it in for you and see what you can do with it.
Timmy, your lunch is on the table, honey. You can talk to Mr. Jones later.
Okay.
Miss Mason, police report indicates that your husband lost control of his motorcycle and went over at a place called Devil's Elbow.
But I've already told you, Mr. Jones, Ted had no reason being anywhere near Devil's Elbow. He wasn't out joyriding. He was on his way to the Sierra grocery to get some milk for Timmy. He said we'd run out, and besides, I had his breakfast waiting.
I understand it was a nice day, and maybe he was just riding along, felt good, and decided to let it rip. They tell me that Devil's Elbow has become quite a challenge for motorcyclists.
Not to Ted. He was always very careful. He used to say he had too much to lose to take any foolish risks. Mr. Jones, Ted did not die the way it said on that accident report. I know he didn't.
Yeah, I guess he did have too much to lose at that.
Then you'll help me try to find out what really happened that morning?
I can't make any promises, but I'll do my best.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Welcome back, Mr. Markham.
Thank you, Seaver.
You look tired, Jeremy.
I am tired.
Everything went well, I trust.
Nothing ever goes well with those people. But if it's the loan you're concerned about, they've agreed to meet and discuss it.
And they go for the full 150 million?
They didn't blink an eye.
You don't approve, do you?
I don't think that mobsters make the best business partners. Look, I know how badly Wheeling Precision needs capitalization, but there's no reason we can't retrench. And later we can locate other sources, legitimate sources.
No, we've retrenched all we're gonna retrench. And you know as well as I do what would happen to our stock if we went to the bank now?
Your father would have risked it.
My father's dead. He worked for me now. It's a fact you tend to forget. Now, when do we meet?
They're sending Dunbar out tomorrow to see what kind of a deal can be worked out.
Dunbar, what's that? What's that, the lawyer? No, I only meet with Neiman.
I warned you. This time you'll do business their way. They know what you want. They're interested in supplying it. If you and Dunbar can come to terms.
You should have done better than that.
I am too tired to argue. Now, what did you do about the girl?
She's been taken care of.
Dunbar would kill the deal if he knew she'd found out about the negotiations and threatened to publicize it.
Well, she won't trouble us anymore.
What do you mean?
She's dead. She was trying to blackmail me into marriage.
Good Lord, you mean you just killed her?
It's an accident. It was late. I was tired. I lost my temper. Couldn't reason with that little fool. In a way, it was her own fault.
Where is she now?
You don't have to concern yourself. Seaver and Casey helped me take care of it. We buried her in the desert. Nobody will ever find her. So you see, it's nothing to worry about.
I want to talk to Seaver.
Mark. I'm glad you're back.
No, hold it, Seaver. I was the one who buzzed for you.
Oh, he told you. Yeah, there's nothing to worry about. We saw to everything. Though I must admit that motorcyclist almost put a clinker into things.
What motorcyclist?
Then Wheeling didn't tell you about that. Well, there was this fellow who just happened to stumble onto us, so we just had to take care of him, too.
I don't believe it. I've been gone 1 week, and suddenly we're Murder Incorporated.
Believe me, it couldn't be avoided. Now, Wheeling already had committed us when he killed Miss Thompson.
I want a car ready at 4:30 this morning. I intend to check every detail of this myself.
Is this where 10 Mesa went over? Oh, I don't even like looking over from here.
Yeah, that's why they call it the Devil's Elbow. Tough to get here and dangerous when you do.
Makes you wonder how he got his motorcycle up here.
Or why. Haven't seen any tracks.
Could they have blown away?
Could have.
Well, one thing's a cinch, he didn't fly up here.
Only one thing is a cinch. That's the strap that holds the saddle on.
Well, Mr. Jones, like a lot of guys who got back from Vietnam, I said I was going to make my time count for something. It took 6 months of the rat race for me to figure out that it had to count for me and not the Internal Revenue. And it sure beats the space industry. It's not a bad business with the campers every weekend.
Did you happen to remember the Mason couple? They used to do a lot of camping up here.
Ted and Dorothy? Sure. Yeah, it's really sad what happened to Ted. Say, you're not with the police. I mean,
I'm a private investigator. I'm looking into it for Mrs. Mason. And did it strike you as odd that he would be fooling around a place like Devil's Elbow?
Well, I'm past second-guessing why people do some of the things they do. But he didn't strike me as the sort of guy who would take those kind of chances, if that's what you mean.
Did you notice any other activity that morning? Campers, anything?
No, the only thing stirring at all that morning was an OH-58 that went over about 4:30.
A what?
An OH-58. A Kiowa, a light observation helicopter. The brass used them in Vietnam. Believe me, if you were ever an enlisted man, you'll never forget the sound of them.
That's a positive identification.
I had a chance to verify it. It flew back over about a half hour after I opened up.
Yeah, well, that would put him in the area about the time of Mason's accident.
I'd say so.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Benson. You've been a very great help. Oh, if you should happen to think of anything else, would you give me a call? I appreciate it.
Private detective. It's funny. You're not what I pictured a private eye to look like.
He was asking about the motorcyclist. Did you get the license number?
Yeah, I got it. But according to the license plate holder, it's a rental.
And I want to know who rented it. I want to know today.
Barnaby, do you have any idea how many helicopters there are in the Southern California area?
Not so many they could escape your careful detection, I'll bet you. All right, how many?
Too many. But luckily, I found out there are only 7 OH-58s within operable range of the Devil's Elbow. 2 of them were in for annual overhaul that Sunday morning. One's on a charter to a movie company shooting in Santa Barbara. 2 of them were flying chase for a balloon race in Blythe, and another was flying a survey for a housing development in Saugus.
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Me neither. And the last one belongs to Wheeling Precision. Pilot's name is Lyle Casey.
Yes, Mr. Dunbar. Yes, I'm interested in security as well as you. No, I don't think it's wise you're being seen here. That's why I thought the fairgrounds would be good. You have the address, 2 o'clock sharp. Yes, Mr. Wheeling will be there. Right. Well, you're committed. I warn you, they'll be tough.
No matter. Once we've hammered out the proposals, they'll have the money. Now what's the matter?
I'm just thinking about that fellow Jones who showed up in the desert. I don't like a detective nosing around.
Shouldn't you say hick detective? There's nothing to worry about.
I'm not so sure. That white-haired man down there.
Well?
That's Jones talking to Casey.
That grocer sounds pretty sharp on his helicopter. Yeah, he said he'd seen a lot of them in Vietnam, but yours is the only one he's seen in this area.
Well, could be this one. I fly Mr. Wheeling and his girlfriend down to Palm Springs a lot on the weekends.
You remember that Sunday?
Oh, yeah, I remember that morning, but I don't remember any motorcyclists. I'm sorry, but you can understand.
Sure, I understand. It's pretty much the same in my line of work. Maybe Mr. Wheeling saw something. After all, you were busy flying. Or his girlfriend. What's her name?
Mr. Casey, there's a call for you from Department 7.
What? Oh, thank you. Excuse me, Mr. Jones.
Shirley. Mister, you're not allowed in this area without clearance.
Oh, I'm sure that isn't necessary, Seaver. Mr. Jones doesn't look like a security risk to me. I'm Jeremy Markham. Anyway, we can help you?
Well, probably not. I was just checking on a flight this copter made to Palm Springs.
Oh, which trip was that?
A week ago Sunday.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wheeling didn't fly down that weekend.
Oh? Mr. Casey seems to recall that he did. Well, maybe if I talked to Mr. Wheeling, we could clear this up in a jiffy.
Fortunately, you'll have to take my word for it. Mr. Wheeling doesn't see anyone.
Well, that's too bad. Must be terribly lonely for him. What about his girlfriend? Maybe if I talked to her.
Girlfriend? I'm afraid you have your parties confused. Well, if you'll excuse me. Where's Casey?
I saw him drive out after you gave him that Department 7 routine.
Find him. I want him out of reach in case Jones decides to ask any more questions.
Hi, Case. How's it going? Oh, fine, Freddie. Give me an Irish, huh?
Oh, bartender. Put Mr. Casey's drink on my tab, please.
What are you doing here?
Join me, I'll try to explain. I hope I didn't get you in trouble with your boss.
Trouble? What are you talking about?
Mr. Seaver, this is Freddie. You said to call if Casey dropped in here? Well, he's here now with some guy. I don't know. Tall, gray-haired?
You told me that you flew Mr. Wheeling to Palm Springs Sunday a week ago. I talked to Mr. Markham and he said there was no such flight.
He was out of town. He wouldn't know.
Well, he seemed mighty definite about it. You have a wife and daughter in Spokane.
An ex-wife. You know a lot about me.
Well, you have something in common with that man that was killed in the desert that morning. The way I see it, your position is as exposed as his was.
What are you talking about?
Well, first, you admitted flying over Willis Benson's grocery that morning.
On my way to Palm Springs.
But what I didn't tell you was that Benson saw you go over, and then a little later, he saw you come back.
You look at a map, and there is no way that that adds up to a trip to Palm Springs.
Well, Mr. Wheeling, sometimes he likes to take side trips, check real estate.
You mentioned Mr. Wheeling's girlfriend, but you didn't tell me her name.
I'm sorry, Mr. Jones. You got any more questions? You ask Mr. Seaver.
Casey, they don't own you. You could still speak up if you wanted to.
Good night, Mr. Jones.
You and Jones must have had a lot to discuss.
Don't worry, you didn't get anything from me.
Doesn't matter now. It's been decided you're going to be transferred.
Transferred? Where?
To Iraq.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, don't worry. It's only temporary.
Sure temporary. Like a 10-year exile or worse. Nothing doing.
Oh, you got a choice. You can do it the easy way, or you can do it the hard way. I'll get you things.
You looking for me?
If your name's Sheila Windsor, I am.
Well, you look too sweet to be a bill collector, so I guess I'm Sheila Windsor.
I'm Barnaby Jones. I'm a private detective. I understand you're a friend of Lyle Casey.
Well, yes. Why? Is he in some kind of trouble?
I was hoping you'd read the morning paper. Lyle Casey had an accident last night. He's dead.
Lyle and I hadn't been getting along very well lately. I guess it was my fault.
Maybe you're being too hard on yourself.
Yeah. I was stupid and jealous. Some time ago, I found he'd been slipping behind my back, taking out Valerie Thompson, my roommate, picking her up at strange hours, odd places. Turned out she was seeing his boss, Charles Wheeling. Guess you know what kind of a weirdo he is.
Did your roommate find him attractive?
Oh, yeah. Bad enough Lyle misleading me. But when your own roommate gets engaged to the richest man in America, you shouldn't be the last one to know.
That Valerie's picture?
Yes. She's beautiful, isn't she? She wants to be an actress.
Casey said that he had flown Wheeling's girlfriend down to Palm Springs. Likely that was her.
It had to be. Wheeling took her with him everywhere he went.
You know where I could get in touch with her?
No, I haven't heard from her myself in about a week. She called me from Palm Springs on Saturday to tell me she had some exciting news.
What was that?
She'd found a way to get Wheeling to marry her. She was going to tell me all about it when she got back in town. That's the last time I've talked to her. That's why I was worried.
Did you try to call her?
Yeah, no luck. Not here or in Palm Springs.
You have another picture of Miss Thompson that I could take with me?
Yeah, sure. I'll get you one.
Could I use your phone?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
Barnaby Jones' office. May I help you? Oh, yes, Barnaby. Right, I've got it. Valerie Thompson.
And call my old friend Ted Ellis down at Palm Springs and ask him to look around, see if there's anything you can find out there. You get to work on it up here.
All right. Who is she anyway?
She's an actress. Claims that she's engaged to Wheeling.
Oh, that's interesting. All right, I'll get right on it. Bye.
Barnaby Jones to see Mr. Wheeling?
What are you doing here, Jones?
I want to speak with Mr. Wheeling.
Well, in case you forgot, Mr. Wheeling doesn't see anybody. Now, if you've got any questions, just put them in writing and send them through the company.
Well, then could I just speak to Valerie Thompson?
Thompson? You must have some misinformation. I never heard of Valerie Thompson.
But I understood they were very close.
Goodbye, Jones.
That's the word? Guess that's the word.
Throw it away.
Just like we figured, nobody gets in. But I don't think he got along the way he's coming out.
Fine. I'll call you at Sammy's.
All right, but don't follow him too close, you hear?
Yes, sir.
Are they here?
Oh, just one of Dunbar's men, checking the place out.
Betty?
Wheeling just arrived at the Valley Fairgrounds. And another car just pulled in right after him. Looks like there's going to be some big secret meeting going on in there.
All right, don't go near the entrance. I'll be there in 10 minutes.
You know, you don't know how lucky you are, Mr. Wheeling. Such weather. Beautiful. Imagine. You reach out your window and pluck an orange from a tree.
Well, I'm not here to talk of oranges, Mr. Dunbar.
As you wish. Mr. Neiman sends his regards.
Yeah, well, I don't care about Mr. Neiman's regards. I wonder what I see him. I want to get this matter settled.
150 million is a large matter. Mr. Neiman prefers not to meet until after negotiations are finalized.
Now, there's no problem. You come up with the capital and you get a 12.5% interest in Wheeling Precision.
Mr. Wheeling, we've examined your situation thoroughly. We recognize your needs. It's necessary that you recognize ours. In your mind, it may be that our money is tainted, but it is real money nevertheless.
12.5% is an excellent return.
The only good way to divide anything is half for you, half for us.
see who Wheeling is meeting with. I'm going to try to flush them out. See if you can get some shots as they leave.
Be careful, Barnaby.
You're a difficult man, Dunbar. All right. All right, you furnish half in cash and half in bonds, and we share equally.
Mr. Neiman will be pleased. Suppose I set up the meeting for next week. What's that?
I don't know.
Mr. Wheeling, you have no idea how tough it is to get to talk to you. I'm Barnaby Jones.
Get out of my way.
I just have a few simple little questions to ask you. It won't take a second.
I don't know how I got in here.
I don't care. I want him taken care of.
Better get this back to the office on the double.
Lieutenant Biddle, please.
Lieutenant Barnaby, I got one to test your memory. Short fella, sort of salt and pepper hair, dark eyes. I can't place the face. I know I've seen it somewhere. But take it from me, he is very, very important. Yeah, well, come around to my place in about an hour and I'll have a picture. Sure. See you.
Gun, buddy. Real slow. Real easy. We're going for a ride in the country, Pops. Turn right at the next signal.
Whatever you say.
All right, slow down. Slow down. Hey, stop!
Got my gun! Okay, we'll take care of it later.
pretty good, Barnaby. This fellow doesn't pose for too many people.
You know him, Lieutenant?
Nick Dunbar. Nicholas Michael Dunbar, to be precise.
I thought I knew the face. I just couldn't place it.
The top legal eagle for Ralph Neiman. Boss of the East Coast Syndicate. What are you doing mixed up with these people?
Well, all I was doing was looking for a witness to help me figure out what happened to the motorcyclist. That led me to Wheeling, and that led me here.
You know what I can't understand? What's a man like Wheeling doing, cozying up to the syndicate?
Well, I'm not an expert in the stock market. You don't have to be to know that Wheeling has taken a couple of bruises lately.
Could be. Like anybody else, he just needs money.
Well, maybe Dunbar's people are just the ones that lend it to him. They're always trying to get into legitimate business.
Barnaby, I'm gonna need more than that picture to prove anything.
Well, how about this? Valerie Thompson, Wheeling's girlfriend. If we can find her, I'm betting that she can link the two together.
Now, wait a minute. How does this girl figure into the death of your motorcyclist?
Barnaby feels she may have seen what happened that morning.
And if she did, she's liable to be having some trouble of her own.
I've had no luck in locating her. Not here, or in Palm Springs. Checked hairdressers, charge accounts, everything.
You think something might have happened to this girl?
Way down deep in my gut, I do, yes. But we'll never be able to prove it until we can get past that big gate in front of Wheeling's place.
Well, can you give me more than this to work with? Something you can prove?
Maybe. You got another half hour?
Sure.
Oh, Mr. Jones.
Sorry to bother you again, Miss Windsor. This is Lieutenant Biddle. I wonder if you'd tell Mr. Biddle what you told me about your roommate.
Oh, well, I hope you didn't take everything as gospel. What I talked to you about, I was a little upset.
Well, mainly, I'd like you to explain her involvement with Mr. Wheeling.
Oh, you mean his pilot, Lyle Casey?
No, that's not what I mean.
Well, I don't understand. Valerie was dating his pilot. That's all.
You told me Valerie Thompson was engaged to marry Charles Wheeling. You had a date with her here in L.A. about a week ago, and when she didn't show up, you became concerned.
Concerned? About Valerie? Oh, I'm afraid Mr. Jones has misunderstood my meaning. Valerie's not the type of girl you can set your clock to.
Then it's not unusual that you haven't heard from her.
No, not at all.
You wouldn't consider filing a missing persons report?
Heavens, no.
I'd like to help. If you come up with anything any more concrete, give me a call. I gotta get back downtown.
Yeah, I understand. I see you're packing.
Oh, yes, I have a job in a club. Hotel in New Orleans. I open tomorrow.
Don't tell me. Let me guess. The hotel is owned by Charles Manley Wheeling.
Mr. Jones, a girl has to take an opportunity when it's offered to her. Doesn't matter why it's offered. It's just business.
No, Miss Windsor. It's not business. You just went bankrupt.
Well, that certainly doesn't leave us with much, does it?
Leaves us with more than we had before. One thing is certain, there is a connection between Mason's death and Valerie Thompson's disappearance.
What do you mean because of all the trouble the Wheeling organization has gone to in order to block both investigations? I mean, I can see that, but well, so far there hasn't been one thread of evidence to indicate that they even knew one another.
They didn't have to.
All they had to do was pose a threat, and we know that the girl was pushing Wheeling to get married.
Yes, but Ted Mason had never even set eyes on Charles Manley Wheeling.
Unless he saw him that Sunday morning.
Well, and I know that's the path from the campsite to the grocery.
This is a supposed flight path of Casey's helicopter. Somewhere in this circle, Mason saw something that cost him his life.
Casey was your only witness to that morning.
Unless the answer's still out there. I just may know a way to find out. Betty, call that car rental place. I'll need that four-wheel drive again. See if you can pick me up a bloodhound. A trained bloodhound.
At last, Holmes, the case I've been waiting for.
I'm sorry you're not dressed for it. And I'll need one other thing. An article of Valerie Thompson's clothing.
Come on, baby. Come on. Isn't he beautiful? His name's Count Jeline III. But I think you can forget the title. It works better with baby. Oh, and you asked for this.
Yeah. Well, baby, I think we're going to get along just fine.
Have fun, you two.
Sloan just called. That Jones guy's going back to the desert.
What's he going out there for?
He must know something. He's taking a bloodhound with him.
You see? It never stops.
It'll stop this time. I'll see to it myself.
Okay, baby. Come on, let's go. Hey. Come on. Now, let's find out if you're worth your rental.
If perspiration will polish stone, that agate is really going to shine.
My lawyer said you'd spoken to Wheeling Precision.
Yes, they seem more than happy to consider an indemnity for your husband's death. That's going to make it a lot easier for you and the boy.
And didn't you say that Markham was cooperating with the authorities?
Yes, enough to keep Lieutenant Biddle occupied for quite a while.
Mommy, where do you keep it now?
Oh, that looks good, Jimmy. Matter of fact, I think everything looks pretty good. Thank you, Mr. Jones. Thanks for everything.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Bye-bye.
Miss Latham, in your last editorial...
Ms. Latham.
Yes, Ms. Latham. You stated that Lawrence Kinner's reputation as this country's greatest living novelist was deplorable.
No, the reputation was only laughable. The fact that he's living is deplorable. He's a charlatan, masking a third-rate talent under a cloak of male chauvinism. If he spent as much time writing as he does talking, the public would at least be spared the agony of looking at him.
Mr. Kinner, how do you feel about that statement?
Only pity, really, for someone suffering of mental diaporage while groping around for a misplaced sexual identity.
At least I know your identity. King of the clearance racks, the poor man's Hemingway.
I understand you spent the last 6 months working on your latest novel.
Oh, yes, and he got as far as the title. Now, Mr. Kinner, when will we be able to read the book?
As soon as you've acquired that facility, I assume.
You know, seriously, perhaps if you'd stop maligning women and acknowledge them as your equals, you'd regain your popularity.
My reputation is based on honesty. I couldn't possibly espouse such a ludicrous concept.
But you're not above living off a woman. If it hadn't been for your wife, you'd have starved to death years ago. It's been 10 years since you've been anywhere near the bestseller list.
I'm sorry. I just can't stand to hear you run down.
Well, I guess I better get my stuff together and get out of here. I'll be late for my lecture. Honey, that last stuff was really below the belt. I mean, about my living off of you. Even if it was the truth.
Larry, you live with me. Between a husband and wife, nothing's divisible. Everything I have, you own. Larry. Including all my love.
Hello.
I love you.
Love you?
Did you see the show?
It's very convincing. I was beginning to believe we really do hate each other.
What a shock the public's in for. When we get married. How long, Larry?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. After all your planning?
I told you, it's not easy.
You're stalling, Larry. You've been stalling since the beginning.
Don't you understand? Timing on this thing has to be just perfect. I'd be too suspect if anything goes wrong.
I love you, Larry. I can't wait much longer.
You won't have to wait long, I promise. Okay, I have to leave now. I'll talk to you later.
Who is calling?
Draper. He's still playing like the editor in distress. He wants my manuscript. I'll see you. I'll be back before midnight.
I'll wait up. I have to answer some letters.
Catherine?
Who are you? Aren't you Brooke Latham?
That's right.
What do you want?
Your husband.
What are you talking about?
He won't do it. So.
No, 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 please, no, no, no. Oh, stop. Hans, help me. Hans,
Police authorities have tentatively ruled my daughter's death due either to a suicide or an accident. But both theories leave too many questions. I don't see how it could have been an accident.
Why not, Mr. Strang?
Because Marjorie had a deathly fear of the water. She almost drowned as a child.
Seems strange she'd have a house with a pool.
But it was her husband who insisted on putting it in for his own pleasure. Marjorie'd go out on the patio sometimes, but she'd never go near the pool.
Well, with a phobia like that, would seem to rule out accident or suicide as far as drowning's concerned. Did you tell all this to the police?
Yes. They said that there's no simple rationale for suicide.
Well, I understand that she was an invalid and had been suffering a great deal of pain lately.
Yes, but she was too much of a fighter to ever contemplate taking her own life.
Well, if that's true, there's only one other alternative. Do you know of anyone who might have wanted to harm your daughter?
No, she had no enemies, and
And what?
she never fought with her husband.
Well, I understand her husband was about 20 miles away at the time of your daughter's death, lecturing to a group of fans.
Yes, it is just that Larry had become so erratic lately. His writing had suffered.
Really? Never forget the first book of his. I read it about 10 years ago. Not a critic, but that man could really spin a yarn.
Yes, but it's been downhill ever since. He was never able to write anything comparable afterward, even saleable. It got to the point where he had to keep his name alive with various publicity antics. As for money, my daughter was quite wealthy in her own right. That money now becomes his, Mr. Jones.
Mr. Kinner should be down soon. I heard him stirring upstairs.
Thank you.
Poor man, he hasn't left his room since the funeral. Well, you've certainly given the premises a going over, Mr. Jones. Are you looking for anything special?
No, I just sort of beat the bushes and hope something flies out at me.
Mr. Jones? My father on my phone said you'd be coming over.
Oh, I'm very pleased to meet you. Isn't often I get to meet a famous writer in the course of my day's work.
Yeah. I'm flattered that you think so. If I can be of any help in what you're doing here, just let me know.
Well, yes, maybe you could be of some help. I found this over by that fence there.
What is it?
Well, it looks like a piece of a glove. Any idea where it came from?
Might be the gardener's, huh?
Doesn't look like a work glove. Teeth marks in it, like the dog might have gotten to it. I understand the dog was loose on the terrace here when your wife was found.
Yeah, evidently he climbed out over the gate.
Have to be pretty agitated to make a jump that high.
Yeah. He probably got out when Marjorie fell in the pool. Dogs can somehow sense when their masters are in danger. Not careful, can be vicious.
Hey, baby.
You have quite a gift with animals. He's never taken to me like that.
That so? Seems a strange attitude for a dog to have to his owner.
I'm not his owner. It belongs to my father-in-law. Gave it to Marjorie as a companion.
Looks like this dog has a kind of a lump over his left ear here.
A lump?
Yeah, looks like a contusion. Anybody struck this dog lately?
Nobody in my house would abuse an animal.
I know a very good vet. I think I'll call Mr. Strand, ask him if he'd like me to have the dog looked at.
Okay.
You know, it could be this glove, or what's left of it, belonged to a trespasser who made a quick exit, maybe over that fence.
We haven't had a trespasser around here. Don't you think somebody may have gotten in here and killed Margie?
You know anyone who would want your wife dead?
No, nobody. Nobody at all.
Larry, I didn't hear you drive up. You know how involved I always get when I'm working on a new issue. How are you?
How should I be?
I tried calling, but your housekeeper answered, so I hung up. Well, I won't lie, Larry. You can't expect condolences from me.
I don't expect anything from you. Least of all, a sense of charity, Brooke.
Charity? You hypocrite. Who used to pace for hours planning his wife's murder? How many times did you talk about killing her so we could be together? Or is that all it was? Talk. Did you ever really mean any of it?
Yes, I meant it.
Well, then what's bothering you? Your wife solved all her problems by committing suicide.
If she really committed suicide.
What do you mean, if?
My father-in-law, he hired a private detective to look into her death.
Why?
He suspects murder. And I have a feeling the investigator does too.
Does he have any evidence?
Only a theory. He thinks somebody might have broke into the house that night. On the way out, got bitten by Marjorie's dog. Why are you hiding your arm like that?
I'm not. I heard it the other day playing tennis.
Can I see it?
It's nothing.
I shouldn't let me look at it! A cast from playing tennis? Or is it covering something else like teeth marks?
But Larry,
now
please.
tell me!
You're hurting me!
You tell me the truth!
All right! I killed her! That's what you wanted, isn't it? What we both wanted. I'm sure you would have done it yourself, but she was so helpless. If it had been a man, someone equal to you in strength, I'm sure you would have done it a long time ago. It's all over now. We have each other. There's nothing. No one is standing in our way.
I'll be right.
Trust me, babe. Trust me.
Hi.
Oh, have a nice walk.
He had a nice walk. I just went along for the ride.
What did Vet say?
Well, the lump behind his ear was caused by a blow. But the skin wasn't broken, so it was probably caused by a blunt instrument.
That's what I figured.
Did that piece of gloves tell you anything?
Yeah, good quality leather, medium grain, probably belonged to a man. There's something about it I don't understand.
What's that?
Found this inside.
Looked like a piece of broken fingernail.
Painted bright red.
Inside a man's glove?
You better get going.
A little while ago, you wanted me to stay forever.
I still do. We have lots of time for that later.
Okay.
Well, hello. Hope I'm not intruding.
Hi, Tom. Dr. Reston, this is Bert Shallot.
Mr. Charlotte, nice to know you.
Didn't realize doctors still made house calls.
Well, I happen to be in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd look at Brooke's wrist and save her an office call.
I'll talk to you later, Bert.
Yeah, sure. Excuse me. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
I don't like unexpected visits.
Well, now, you gave me one last week, and I kind of liked it.
Tom, look, I'm sorry. It won't work. I realize you can't revive something that's dead.
You've been conning me, haven't you, Brooke?
What are you talking about?
All the little bits and pieces are starting to fit together. Like that bit right there with Charlotte at the door. Brooke, I've seen Larry Kinner on enough magazine covers and television shows to know who he is. I mean, what do you take me for?
All right. He and I are friends. I didn't want to be seen with him because we're carrying on a public feud, a very profitable one.
Didn't his wife drown last week?
Yeah. He's very broken up about it.
Monday. On the night that you called me because you wanted to be treated.
Look, Tom, this is getting very tiresome. I wish...
No. Don't interrupt. Now I remember. The newspaper's building up about a dog grieving over Mrs. Kinner. And now I know why you wanted us to cover up the teeth marks.
It's not what you're thinking.
Isn't it? I'm thinking you helped put that lady in the pool. And then you used me as a patsy. You used me, Brooke. Because you knew I'd never say anything revealing about you. Didn't you?
I only came to you because I needed help.
Well, now, what am I supposed to do? Keep quiet?
What do you want to do?
Well, suppose we meet at my house tonight. For dinner. And we'll talk it over.
All right.
Why don't we find you a comfortable chair? Oh, Ms. Latham, this is Mr. Barnaby Jones.
I just have a few questions, Miss Latham.
I only have a minute. What can I do for you?
I'm a private investigator hired to look into the death of Mrs. Lawrence Kinner.
Yes, I read about her suicide.
Seems to be some question of it.
Why come to me?
Because it's probable that Mrs. Kinner had a visitor about the time she drowned, and I wanted to talk to everyone who knew her or her husband.
Well, I've never met Mrs. Kinner, and I have no connection with her husband, unless you're referring to our public controversy.
I sure am. You know, I've been reading some of the topics of your television debates, and I gotta hand it to you. You really know a lot about your adversary.
Know thy enemy, Mr. Jones. I do a lot of research, but I assure you it's nothing personal.
That's rare. I have seen a lot of controversies in my time, and I have never seen one that wasn't personal.
Well, for your information, the controversy is an idealistic struggle between a woman freedom fighter and a corrupt, egomaniacal bigot.
Well, I can see you're certainly not in love with him.
Love? Who could love that male sexist pig?
Possibly a female one. Have you any idea who that might be?
Mrs. Jones, I am sorry. Lawrence Kinner's love life, if it's possible for a man like that to have one, is of no interest to me.
Can you beat that?
I think that says it all.
Well, seems he was friendly enough to pose for you.
Well, that happened to be an existing photo. The chauvinist sign is superimposed.
Oh, that's best superimposition I ever saw. No tonal differences? No lines of demarcation?
Mr. Jones, I have a magazine to get out. I'm very busy. If there's nothing else.
I see you hurt your hand.
Yeah, I sprained my wrist.
And you chipped a nail on your little finger.
When I sprained it.
Oh. Well, thank you very much. Oh, in case I ever need one, would you mind telling me the name of the doctor who made that cast for you? You would. Well, thank you very much, Ms. Lathan.
Larry, I'm glad I caught you. I just had a visit with that investigator.
Jones? What do you want?
He was trying to connect you with a woman.
What do you have?
Nothing. He was just fishing.
I don't like it.
Well, quit worrying about him. There's somebody much more important. Brought you a fresh one.
Well, if you're trying to get me drunk, you don't need alcohol. Just having you here's enough.
That's very sweet.
Well, I'm a very sweet guy. It's true. I've never, ever stopped loving you. Not ever. But now you're gonna be mine, aren't you?
If that's what you want.
That's what I want. More than anything. Come here. What do you see out there?
Out a dark sky. Some stars.
There's a lot more. The whole world for us. We're gonna take a trip. Maybe Hawaii, Japan. Just you and me. Get to know each other again. Like it used to be. And you're gonna forget all about Larry Kinner.
That's not going to be very hard. I better check dinner.
Okay.
hear me come in?
No. Do it now. Now. In case you need it.
We have to make it look like it was an accident.
Well, Brooke, I was just thinking. It was all the...
Larry. Now, Larry, believe me. It was the only way. Believe me. Come on, come on. Are you still going over that information I gave you on Kinner?
For the 5th time, and I'll tell you something. There is nothing in here that tells me anything about who that other woman might be, if there is another woman. Did you find out anything about Brooke Latham?
No. I checked her neighbors, an ex-roommate. Believe it or not, I even checked her cleaning lady, but I'll tell you, I think you're on the wrong track there, Mr. J.
Well, I'll tell you something about tracks. Once you get on one, you got to stay on it until you reach the end.
Yes, but Brooke Latham and Larry Kinner? I mean, her hate for him is pure eloquence.
So I've heard, but there are a couple of things that bother me. That cast on her hand, remember that chipped fingernail. You know, for somebody who is at war with men, she spends an awful lot of time fraternizing with the enemy.
War makes strange bedfellows, Barnaby.
Here's one that's not so strange. Thomas Reston.
Do you know him?
Well, no, but you say here that he was once engaged to Brooke Latham. And he's a doctor.
The cast.
That's where you would go to get one. Why don't you call Dr. Reston, and if he's not in, find out his own number.
All right.
Well, it might have been an accident. It's clear he fell over the railing.
It's clear he fell over the railing, all right, but whether or not it was an accident, that's something else.
What are you saying?
I'm not sure, but it seems to be the one thing a man would know about his own house, is, especially if it was perched on a cliff like this, is how far he can lean over his terrace rail.
How about if the man had been drinking? From the looks of things inside, Dr. Reston had quite a few before he fell.
Well, that could be the difference.
By the way, what was it you wanted to see him about?
Putting a cast on a dog bite.
A cast on a dog bite?
Kind of crazy to me, too.
Dr. Reston he was such a fine man. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Jones.
That's all right. I know how you must feel. Did you ever see this woman before?
No. No, not that I can remember. I know she isn't one of Dr. Reston's patients.
You know if Dr. Reston treated anyone last Monday about midnight?
Oh, the office closes at 6.
But couldn't he have been called back on an emergency?
Oh, there's no record of it. Wait, did you say Monday?
Yes.
I remember on Tuesday morning having to clean up one of the examining rooms. Now, I know the room was clean when I left the night before, so Dr. Reston must have come back to treat someone.
Do you happen to know what the treatment was?
I believe he put on a cast. The gauze was left out and the plaster compound. Probably a break or a sprain. The patient must have had a skin puncture, too.
Why'd you say that?
Well, because I remember that the tetanus vaccine was also left out. Dr. Reston must have given the patient a shot.
Well, thank you, Ms. Nelson. You've been a great help.
Stay back!
Morning.
Morning, Mr. Jones. What are you doing here?
Well, I went by your house. Your housekeeper said that you were out riding, said I might find you here.
What can I do for you this time?
You know a Dr. Thomas Reston?
I should. I was once engaged to him. But I'm sure you've already learned that. What about him?
He's dead.
How'd it happen?
Seems like he had a few drinks and fell off his terrace.
Tragic. Why did you feel you had to bring me the news personally?
You never did tell me who put the cast on your arm.
That's right, I didn't. Why is it so important?
Dr. Reston made a cast for somebody on Monday night.
Doctors do make casts.
He also administered a tetanus shot. Could have been for a dog bite.
Well, you seem unsure. I take it there was no record of the treatment?
Not a jot or a whittle.
That's too bad.
That's the first thing we've agreed on. Fine looking animal. About 3 years old.
Really?
Funny thing about teeth, human or animal, they're kind of like fingerprints. No two sets alike. I've taken an impression of the Kinner dog's mouth.
Just why are you telling me all this?
Well, I'm hoping that you'll show me what's under your cast so I don't have to bother you again.
I'd be happy to. Of course, it could just be an infringement of personal rights.
Depends on how you look at it.
Mr. Jones, do you have a court order directing me to remove this cast?
Can't say that I do.
Then perhaps we better say goodbye. Could you hear?
Yeah.
He knows, and I'm worried.
Good morning.
Hello.
Did you just rent Miss Latham a horse?
Sure did.
Was she alone?
Nope. She had a man with her. Yeah, that's the fellow that rode out with her. Anything wrong?
Oh, thanks. Quick, turn on the water.
How did it happen?
Somebody didn't read this.
What is it? What's wrong?
Well, it looks like we've got a sick dog here.
Well, he's probably still grieving over Marjorie's death.
No, that's more than that. Look at this saliva around the muzzle here.
Well, you think it's distemper?
Or rabies. I'm taking him back to the vet.
Come on, boy.
There you are, Mr. Jones.
Thanks for your help, Mrs. Train.
I hope this works.
Rabies.
I thought I'd better tell you right away.
Larry. Oh, Larry.
Take it easy. I still can't see how that dog could have been exposed to rabies.
Find out. Call the vet.
Yes, Mr. Kinner, the dog is here.
Any diagnosis?
Well, the dog is under observation, and then we're going to run some tests.
Look, can you do those tests now?
Well, I don't understand the urgency. Has the dog bitten anybody?
Well, no, but,
We'll have some results for you in a day or two. Yes, I'll keep in touch.
Thanks, Doc. Thank you very much.
That dog is rabid. I've got to have treatment right away.
there are gonna be questions asked wherever you have it done. We have to think about this.
There's no time. Larry, help me. Help me.
We'll go out of town. Santa Barbara, maybe.
Great. I'll pack some things.
You say there's no chance in finding the dog that bit you?
No, it happened while I was hiking, a stray mongrel. I'm sure it didn't belong to anyone.
I see. Why was a cast applied?
I also sprained my wrist.
Why didn't you have your own doctor?
Well, he was going to start, you see, but he was called out of town on emergency. Can't you help me?
Yeah, I'd like to take a look at that wound. You better consult your doctor first. Is there a number where he can be reached?
No, I told you, he's out of the country.
Oh. Well, what about his office number? They must have your medical records on file.
There isn't any file. I mean...
I better get this okayed. You? I'll be right back.
What do you say? What's going on?
It's this cast. They're asking questions.
All right, well, we better go someplace else.
No, they just ask the same questions. Here, you take this off. You take it off. He won't help me. We'll find somebody who will.
Doctor, that patient who just came in a few minutes ago.
Excuse me. I'm a private investigator. Where do you have that patient?
First examining room on the left. Why? What's wrong?
Call the police and clear the area.
Now, call that doctor. Hurry.
Now let's have a look at that wrist.
It was a trick. That dog didn't have rabies.
Not unless you gave them to him.
How'd you find out?
The case is like a kaleidoscope, Mr. Kinner. You have to keep twisting until the pieces form a pattern.
I had nothing to do with my wife's death.
That may very well be, but what about Dr. Reston? I don't think he fell off of that terrace by himself. And I don't think she was strong enough to push him. Let's go. Drop it.
I've got a gun at your back, Jones.
All right, Brooke. Let's go.
You won't make it. We'll call the police.
All right, then you're coming with us. Let's go out to the parking lot. We're going for a drive. Now open the door!
Larry, wait, you coward!
Hold it! Freeze!
Pig. That cowardly pig.
What do you expect from a male chauvinist? Thought I'd bring Hans back to you.
Did Larry confess?
Yes, to everything.
How could he do it?
Mr. Strand, do you know how a Venus flytrap works? The victim is drawn in by sheer beauty and seductiveness. Your son-in-law was a very weak man.
Well, thank you, Mr. Jones. You've done a good job.
Couldn't have done it without Hans. We make a pretty good team.
Jenny. Let me help you with that.
Terrific.
Thanks, Lester.
Sure. I'm taking her out for a run!
Thank you for coming, Mr. Jones.
Well, I'll tell you, Ms. Revere. Time we're looking for a place to stand still, this is a place.
Do you care for some tea?
No, thank you. I haven't been in this room for 10 years, and I would say that not one thing has been moved.
Well, I didn't think it was within my province to change anything.
Jenny must have been 14. You took on quite a job when you stayed on to raise her when her mother and father died.
Well, the Sutherlands were very wealthy, Mr. Jones. They left me well provided for. Even if I have to say so myself, I was the only real mother Jenny ever had. With her parents running all over the world.
Well, I didn't know them that well. I just worked on that one case for Mr. Sutherland.
Well, they were very cold people, Mr. Jones. Showing love for Jenny just wasn't in their nature. They were so strict with her.
Still, kids are like puppy dogs. They seem to love you regardless.
I suppose so. But it seems that everything that child ever cared for was taken away from her. First her parents, that terrible avalanche in the Alps.
And now this young man who was killed in the boating accident. Was Jenny in love with him?
Yes, Greg Larkin. He was a nice boy, what I saw of him.
What bothers you about the accident, Miss Revere?
Because it's happened again and again.
What has happened?
Well, it seems that any man who becomes interested in Jenny meets with some sort of accident.
How many have there been?
5 years ago, Doug Wingate, the local football hero, thrown from a horse, crippled for life.
Was he in love with Jenny?
Oh, yes. And then 3 years ago, she was dating a boy, John Ferris, who accidentally drove his car off a cliff going home from here. Now, poor Greg Larkin.
Reading between the lines of that worried look of yours, it seems to me that you think that these accidents were not all that accidental.
Mr. Jones, I'm sick with worry. I don't know what to think. I mean, what if someone...
What if someone wanted Jenny for himself so badly, he eliminated the competition?
Yes. You see, I've got to be sure. If some mad fool is about, who knows where he'll stop.
I'm only concerned about you, Jenny, that's all.
Stan, you've been concerned about me ever since you almost had to flunk me in History 1. And then I had to call you Mr. Porter.
I would hope
Now that we are colleagues, that you would consider my feelings about you more genuine.
I do, Stan.
Well, then listen to me, for your own good. Go away for a few weeks. Take a sabbatical.
No, I can't. Working's the only thing that's holding me together right now.
Excuse me. Taking your hair out of pigtails doesn't fool me a bit, young lady. You are Jenny Sutherland.
No, wait a minute. Don't tell me. You're,
Time's up. Barnaby Jones.
Oh, of course. Your wavy gray hair. I remember I always wished my father had wavy gray hair.
I'll tell you, when all that a pretty young girl can remember about you is that you got wavy gray hair, you better hang up the gloves.
Mr. Jones, Stan Porter.
How do you do? Are you a teacher, Mr. Jones? No, I'm more of a learner.
Mr. Jones is a private investigator.
Oh. I'll call you later tonight, Jenny, just to see how you are.
Stan.
Mr. Jones.
What brings you to Santa Carla? Business or pleasure?
Business, but it'll be a pleasure if it turns out to be a false alarm. Mrs. Revere sent for me.
Cassie? Oh, she shouldn't have done that. I mean, she
She's
didn't...
worried about you, Jenny.
Great. The harder I try to blend into the scenery, the more I become a tourist attraction.
Yeah, I suppose it is hard for the prettiest and richest girl in a town this size to be just one of the trees. Mrs. Revere probably figured that I could find out something about the most recent accident that happened to one of your young friends.
Yeah, well, I know what she thinks. She thinks some big ogre's following me around trying to cast a deadly spell on whoever shows an interest in me.
Ogres are my business. All sizes.
Hey, you, that's my car!
Well, he's too young to shave, old enough to spell. Maybe before I make any more big deductions like that, you and I ought to find a quiet place and have a little talk.
Milk for the young man, and your usual, right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's the usual? Maybe I should have had that.
Only if you promise not to laugh.
No secrets. That's our deal.
A scoop of vanilla ice cream drowned in hot chocolate.
Nothing very usual about that. Jenny, on the way over here, you said that you never saw Doug Wingate again after the horseback riding accident.
No, only in a nightmare now and then. I remember climbing down the mountain to where he'd fallen. I thought he was dead. And his eyes opened. Scary. I don't think I've ever gotten that completely out of my mind.
Ms. Revere said that the second young man, what was his name?
John Ferris. He was a senior up at State. I was in my junior year up at Pacific Western.
You went away for a while to a clinic for a rest?
Yeah, that was Cassie's idea. All I could do was cry all the time. I didn't make any sound at all. I needed the rest. So now I've got something to keep myself occupied.
You like teaching?
Yeah, very much. I don't think I can tell you very much about Greg's accident in the boat. It's still very vivid to me. It's sort of unbelievable.
This doesn't seem to be exactly the place to blend into the scenery. Wanna go? You say you haven't seen Doug Wingate since the accident. Didn't he ever write to you and tell you how he was getting along?
No. I wrote to him in Boston once, though, at the hospital. He never answered. I heard that he could never walk again.
Well, you go ahead. You must have a lot of papers to correct, teacher. I'll try to correct a lot of mistaken impressions around here.
Thank you.
Right about there. Top speed and bluey.
Any idea how this may have happened, Sheriff?
Just sort of an educated speculation. Apparently something went wrong with the carburetor. Ran all right at normal speed, but when young Larkin opened it up, a jet stuck. Overflowed gas, caught fire on the hot engine. That boat became one fast-moving Molotov cocktail.
Good theory. Where'd you get it?
Lester Watkins. He runs a garage down the road toward town. Greg Larkin always worked on his boat down there, mainly because Lester has all the tools and he did all the work.
There's a sample of his work. I'd get my plugs changed elsewhere.
Lester knows what he's doing all right. He said he told Greg Larkin to get that carburetor replaced. You're welcome to take a look at the reports, Mr. Jones. Because I don't know exactly what you're looking for.
You know anything about jinxes, Sheriff?
I heard that talk too. Pay no attention to it.
And you think all of these accidents that have been happening around Jenny Sutherland are just coincidence in your book?
Well, not one scrap of evidence says any different.
And Doug Wingate's horseback riding accident? That wasn't a police matter?
Who am I going to question? The horse?
What about the young man that drove his car over the cliff?
Look, Mr. Jones, I don't want to talk ill about the dead, but when young Mr. Clean-Cut John Ferris drove his car off a Deep Canyon Road, well, we found a broken quart liquor bottle in the wreckage.
Ms. Revere said John Ferris didn't drink much.
He shouldn't have bought it by the quart. Look, I feel bad about Jenny Sutherland, too. I've known her since she could hardly reach the pedals of her bike. Well, when you got looks and money, people are going to talk about you, no matter what.
You don't suppose Jenny's good looks and fat bank account might have been a fatal attraction for somebody over the years?
You got any big city ideas? We got us a killer stalking the streets of little old Santa Carla, Mr. Jones. I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed. Granted, our Jenny's going to be a very rich lady someday.
What do you mean by someday?
Well, you'll have to talk to their family lawyer about that.
See, that used to be Cal Medford.
Still is.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Sheriff. I appreciate it.
Okay, Jenny, cut it.
Better let me give it a once-over. Smooth it out. I want to check your brakes, too. You got a squeal there.
I didn't hear anything, Lester.
That's because you got pretty ears. You don't hear what I hear.
Well, maybe I'll bring it in later in the week. I really want to go home now.
Well, I'll drive you. You'll give me a chance to road test it. I'll bring it back to you tonight.
Okay, if you really think it needs it.
Well, Buck, I'm going to drive her home and bring the car back.
Okay, Lester, but I gotta be out of here by 5.
I won't be going long.
It's really nice of you, Lester, going to all this trouble.
I'd do anything for you, Jenny. Besides, we don't want to have happen to your car what happened to Greg Larkin's boat, do we?
Hi, can I help you?
Yeah, fill it up with soup.
Right. Hey, you got any soft drinks? Yeah, there's a machine inside there. All right, can I help you with that?
No, I can manage.
There she is. 10 miles. Oh, that is great for the circulation and the breath.
Yeah, but it seems to me you don't get to see much of the scenery on one of those things.
This is all the scenery I'm interested in, Mr. Jones. I've come from a 37 to a 34.
Yeah, but the years and good food giveth, the bicycle taketh away.
Age is a state of mind, Mr. Jones.
Yeah. Well, this is the state of California, and I guess I just naturally assumed that Jenny would get her full inheritance at the age of 21.
No, 30. Those were the terms of her parents' will. Of course, Jenny wants for nothing right now, but in 6 years, as you put it, she'll be a very wealthy woman.
Yeah, a very pretty one. How much would you say that her fortune would amount to in right round numbers?
Her real wealth in property and securities today is appraised at $3.2 million.
Miss Revere seems to feel that that amount of money wrapped up around a pretty package like Jenny might have a fatal attraction for someone.
Cassie Revere is an old fool. She still treats Jenny like she's a teenager. Actually, Jenny is a very mature woman. She's certainly too mature for those young Galaheads who are always hanging around her. No experience, no judgment.
And sort of reckless, too.
What do you mean?
Well, it hasn't been exactly healthy the last few years for any young fella who is fond of Jenny.
Oh, nonsense. Just some overage show-offs who are the victims of their own damn foolishness, that's all.
I take it you don't believe in jinxes either.
Absolutely not. And Cassie Revere is just making everything worse. I've got to tell you, Mr. Jones, I don't approve of this raking over of old coals just to appease the devious suspicions of this old maid.
I suppose what Jenny needs is a mature kind of man that she can lean on. Someone with experience and judgment that she can depend on the rest of her life.
Exactly.
You wouldn't be sort of staying in shape for that job, would you, Mr. Medford?
I am not at all ashamed of my affection for Jenny, Mr. Jones. And it's not at all uncommon for a young woman of her circumstances to find exactly what she needs in an older man.
Hello. I was just in the neighborhood. Thought I'd return these books and see if Jenny would like to go out for dinner.
Well, I'll take them, Mr. Porter. Our dinner's already in the oven, thank you.
Perhaps she'd like to take a walk later. I mean, I just think it would be therapeutic for Jenny to be with friends at a time like this.
Well, at a time like this, Mr. Porter, I think I'm quite capable of providing any after-school friendship Jenny may need. Thank you for returning the books. I'll tell her you were here. Cassie? Oh, Mr. Porter from the school.
Well, why didn't you invite him in?
Well, I can never tell what he's thinking behind those thick lenses of his.
Now, Cassie, you should have invited him in.
Listen, Jenny, dear, you mustn't encourage someone like that. Not even in the slightest.
Encourage?
Yes, he's just not right for you. He's just a school teacher.
Well, so am I.
But you're also a very wealthy girl, remember that. And you should be very cautious about people who pretend affection for you. Darling, you look tired. Try and get some rest while I get dinner, hmm?
Just a minute, I'll be right out. Hear anybody drive up? There. That ought to do it. I'll be out.
You say Lester was dead when you got here. What time was that, Mr. Jones?
About a half hour ago.
And no one else in the vicinity at all?
Not a soul.
What time did you leave, Buck?
5 on the dot. Lester was still working on Jenny's car when I left.
I don't need 3 guesses, but to tell me what you're thinking of, Mr. Jones.
I think we can scratch coincidence as an explanation of what's been going on here, Sheriff. Bananas and grapes come in bunches, but not coincidences.
Buck, did you ever have any trouble with this Jack?
No, never. No problem.
4 young men who all kind of like Jenny Sutherland. Now they're all either dead or missing.
Lester? He may have worked on her car, but no way. Lester blushed at hardware store calendars.
Come here a minute. I don't know how Lester felt about hardware store calendars, but I got a hunch how he felt about Jenny.
Well, I'll be. Sheriff, somebody's trying to raise you on your car radio.
Look. Do you have any equipment in here that would make a track like that?
No, I'll tell you, that could be a bike, though. You know, the kids bring them in sometimes.
I don't think so. It's too regular, and it kind of goes along in pairs.
Hey, that must be the guy. Sure, the guy in the wheelchair.
Somebody come in here in a wheelchair?
Came in this afternoon. He asked for gas. He wanted to know, where the cold drinks were as he come inside. I tell you, that guy moved that thing in and out of the car like it was nothing.
Did you ever know Doug Wingate?
Wingate? No, but I only lived around here about a year now.
Mind if I use your phone?
Sure, go ahead. There's one over there on the bench.
Thanks. Hello, operator. I want to make a collect call to Los Angeles.
Barnaby Jones' office, may I help you?
I have a collect call from Mr. Barnaby Jones in Santa Carla. Will you accept charges?
Yes, operator, I'd be more than happy to accept the charges.
Hello, Betty. I want you to do some long-distance checking for me.
Sure enough. Just name the direction.
East. You can start with the Boston Memorial Hospital. About 5 years ago, they treated a Douglas Wingate for injuries received in a horseback riding accident.
Righto.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely impossible. Douglas Wingate hasn't been seen or heard from in years.
I'd like to talk to Jenny.
Well, I'd rather you didn't, Mr. Jones, not tonight.
Lester Watkins is dead. I'd rather Jenny found out about it from a friend.
I'm afraid it's too late for that. The kind friend has already called from the village. Couldn't wait to offer a few comforting words to Jenny.
How did she take it?
She's beside herself, poor darling. Had to call the doctor to give her some sedative pills to quiet her down. She's sleeping now.
Mrs. Revere, are you absolutely certain that you didn't hear someone in town mention that they might have seen Doug Wingate?
I wouldn't be likely to forget. Why?
Because I have a very strong feeling that Mr. Douglas Wingate may not be too far away from here right now. I think that it'd be a good idea to let Jenny rest for a few days.
I've already called the school.
Just let her sleep till the pills wear off. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Jones.
Betty, I've been trying to call you since breakfast.
Well, I guess I was trying to reach you during breakfast. It was just an hour's drive, and I figured I'd better get the information to you before you went gallivanting off someplace.
You got the right number from back east?
I traced Douglas Wingate through 4 states. It seems that he had a series of operations at that Boston hospital.
None of which turned out to be successful, I understand.
Right. He was released to a rehabilitation center just outside of Boston. Now, their records show that he entered college in Pennsylvania. I thought that was a dead end until I reached the alumni director, who was working late. Douglas Wingate's class bulletin was mailed to upstate New York up until 3 years ago.
That's only 3 states. You just love doing this to me, don't you?
For the past 3 years, Doug Wingate has been getting his mail at 5 Oaks, not 20 miles from right here.
Congratulations, Mrs. Jones. You have just won yourself a trip to 5 Oaks, California. Get in. Nice throwing. Doug Wingate, isn't it?
That's right.
If you are Doug Wingate, you mind telling me why you've been keeping it a secret that you've been back in these parts all this time?
You have any business asking?
I'm Barnaby Jones. This is my daughter-in-law, Betty Jones. I'm a private investigator working for, you might say, Jenny Sullivan. Betty's been up all night tracking you back and forth across the country.
What for?
Before I answer that, you mind telling me where you were about 6:30 last night?
What is this? You don't have any right coming here asking me questions like that.
Now, take it easy, Doug. We're only here because that wheelchair of yours made some pretty clear tracks all over the scene of a murder.
Murder?
Lester Watkins, you were there earlier. Buck Fowler will identify you.
Maybe I was. But I was back here about 5.
Did anyone see you?
Yeah, a dozen people. I didn't close up here until 8 o'clock last night. What's this got to do with Jenny?
I'll trade you an apology for an explanation. Why are you hiding here in 5 Oaks?
Who says I'm hiding?
I just got a feeling. Is it so you can drive over to Santa Carla every once in a while and take a look at Jenny?
Yeah. So I can get a look at her. That's all.
Don't you think she'd like to see you too, Doc?
No. Jenny used to look up to me. I don't think I could stand it to sit here and have her look down at me. It's enough that I still love her, but I don't want to spoil it.
You're the only one I know who's fallen in love with Jenny and lived to talk about it.
I know what people are saying, but she's not a jinx. She just had a lot of bad luck.
Yeah, like that time you fell off the horse. How'd that happen?
It was easy for anything but a nag. Jenny's horse took the jump like a rabbit. Mine balked and threw me.
How'd you happen to pick a spooky horse like that?
I didn't.
Who did?
Jenny. But she didn't know what she was doing. She feels bad enough. It wasn't her fault. She was just a kid.
Thank you. I want you to talk to Mrs. Revere.
About what?
There's a doctor that treated Jenny for a while after John Ferris drove his car off that cliff. Get the doctor's name. I want to know the nature and length of her treatment and a diagnosis.
Mrs. Jones, I'm very sorry, but I cannot help you.
Well, are you sure? Barnaby thought that it might be useful if we could talk to the doctor who treated Jenny.
I don't see why. I mean, what does it matter? And the clinic isn't there anymore. They tore it down for a new housing project.
Well, did you ever speak to the doctor while Jenny was a patient there?
Yes, but he didn't think it was anything serious. You see, Jenny's a very high-strung, emotional girl, and she's had some dreadful nightmares. It's been a very bad time for her.
Well, try to remember, please, if you can.
Well, he said something about Jenny daydreaming too much, trying to escape reality, having personality problems. Well, heavens, after what she went through, who wouldn't?
Was the term split personality ever used?
Yes, I believe it was.
Well, thank you very much, Mrs. Revere.
You're welcome. Bye. Bye.
Sorry, did I startle you?
No.
Jenny Sutherland.
I'm Betty Jones, Mr. Jones's daughter-in-law, secretary.
How nice. But then we'll be seeing you again soon.
Yes, I hope so.
Jenny?
Surprise. I think you're mean.
Why?
Being here all this time. And never even a call.
How'd you find me?
I heard someone say that you were living close by. So your old friend Jimmy Winter is in San Francisco, and I thought that if anybody knew where you were, that he would.
I didn't want you to know.
I was afraid you might still be mad at me.
I could never be mad at you. I love you, Jenny. I don't have a right to say that anymore.
Yeah, you know, as I was saying, Lester would stand on his head just to be around Jenny, but I think the closest he ever got to her was when he worked on a car.
Buck, do you recall exactly what happened the day before Greg Larkin was killed in his boat?
Yeah, like I said, Greg trailered it in here for Lester to work on.
Was Jenny with him?
Mm-hmm. They were driving over for Jenny to meet Greg's aunt. I'd say it was getting to be meet the family time for those two.
And they left the boat here that night to be fixed.
Mm-hmm. I tell you, though, Lester wasn't any too hot on the idea. He was busy. He told him all Greg had to do was adjust that spring on that valve. The kid could do it. But, I don't know, Greg said he'd rather Lester did it. I think he was afraid if he did it wrong, it might cause an explosion.
What time did Lester go home that night?
I don't know. It was sometime after supper, though.
What makes you think it was after supper?
Well, when I emptied the trash around here the next day, I found paper plates, milk cartons, you know.
Is that plates, plural?
Yeah. Lester must have had company. There was two of everything. There was plates, slaw dishes, drink cartons.
Where did Lester get a takeout meal like that?
A diner up the road here.
There you go, mister. You gotta be kidding. Over half our business is takeout, mister.
Let's concentrate on that half. 2 weeks ago, the night before Greg Larkin was killed out on the lake, Lester Watkins came in here and he ordered food to go.
Poor Lester.
Maybe you can do a favor for poor Lester. Try to remember, he ordered 2 of everything.
Well, he didn't order 2 of everything. You know, I never took an order like that before.
What does like that mean?
Well, besides all the other food, he orders himself a malt, like he always does. And then he ordered, would you believe it, he ordered a cup of hot chocolate with vanilla ice cream.
You got a phone around here I can use?
Yeah, sure, outside.
Thanks.
Hello?
Hello, Betty. Did you reach that doctor?
No, but I think Mrs. Revere may have the answer for us. She said that the doctor told her Jenny was running away from reality, that she had personality problems.
I was afraid of that. Did the doctor call it split personality?
Yes. She remembered when I said it.
Thank you, Betty.
Hey, Mr. Jones! You were asking about Doug Wingate?
Yeah.
Just came over the radio. The police say somebody stabbed him in a store up in Five Oaks.
They say who did it?
They don't know. But can you imagine that, a guy in a wheelchair? Was he the same guy that came into the garage?
One and the same. He's still alive?
Just barely, I guess. I only caught part of it, then I came looking for you.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Jenny? Jenny, it's Barnaby Jones. Jenny, are you home?
Barnaby. I thought you'd forgotten all about me.
How could I ever do that? Ms. Revere home?
I guess she went out to the store.
That's all right. I really wanted to see you, Jenny.
Well, how nice. Can I get you something to drink?
No, thank you. Jenny, I think I may have stumbled onto the answer to all those unpleasant things that have been happening to you.
Stumbled? Well, that's hardly a descriptive word for expert detective work now, is it?
Accurate, though. You see, I stumbled onto this thought that Doug Wingate is back and living around here somewhere.
Doug?
Very nice young fellow.
Yes, he was. I told you, he fell off his horse. Yeah, I remember, I told you.
I talked to him. He said that you picked out that horse for him.
No? Well, I don't remember. It was such a long time ago.
Did you know that the horse shied?
Are you sure you wouldn't like a drink? Oh, no, that's right. You're milk, aren't you?
That's right. John Ferris wasn't much of a drinker either, was he?
One for the road. Go on, finish it. Or are you afraid?
How much whiskey did you have to get down John Ferris that night? Enough to get him drunk so that he had the accident on the way home?
Doug is living around here somewhere. I have the feeling. I've just got the feeling.
Would you like to talk about Greg Larkin's boat?
Have you seen it? It's a beauty, isn't it?
Maybe I should be saying all these things to the other Jenny Sutherland.
What other Jenny Sutherland?
The one who was never shown any love. Her parents were very strict with that Jenny.
Well, it was evil, Mama said. Men were such beasts. Even my daddy. I had to keep myself pure. I couldn't let anyone touch me.
You were taught that love was evil?
What?
I think you heard me, Jenny. One side of you wanting love so very, very much, the love that was never given you. The other side afraid of being loved, afraid of being evil. That's the Jenny Sutherland that had to destroy anyone who loved you.
I didn't know any Jenny Sutherland like that.
You didn't go to Greg's aunt that day, did you? You went back to Lester's because there was one little spring that had to be fixed. And then Greg's boat would only have one last fast run.
I don't know.
Lester was delighted to see you again. He offered to get you some food.
I don't know. What are you going to have, Lester?
The waitress down at the diner remembered. A scoop of vanilla ice cream and hot chocolate. Lester didn't know what went on at the garage while he was at the diner. But he told you he loved you, didn't he? Only one person was ever afraid, really afraid, that you would be loved. And that one person was you.
Barnaby? Barnaby, I'm so glad you're here.
Did you get through to the hospital, Betty?
Yes. Doug Wingate's going to be all right. But I wonder if she is.
They'll never be able to prove it, Mr. Jones. Any of it.
You only have to prove things against criminals. I can't believe that Jenny, who just waved goodbye to us, is a criminal. Maybe one day, with the proper treatment, she'll tell the doctors all about it.
I did the best I could for her all these years, Mr. Jones.
I know you did. But sometimes I wonder why there's so much room for love in little houses sometimes, and no room for it all in big houses.
Barnaby Jones, starring Buddy Ebsen, also starring Lee Merriweather, with guest stars Gary Lockwood, Milton Selzer, special guest star Penny Fuller. Tonight's episode, The Platinum Connection.
Open it, quick! Quick!
Bowers called, Mr. Turner. He wanted to talk to you about the arrival of the new...
Touch that alarm button and you're dead.
You better do exactly as he says, Mary.
You, take our hands behind her back. Come on! Lady, you got a key to that closet?
In the middle drawer of the desk.
Is this really necessary?
Do it! You can tape her mouth, too.
Mary, I'm sorry. It'll be all right.
Lady, come on, you, over here. Come on, move it. You in the vault room. Come on, move it. Ever want to torture somebody, stick this mask on. My voice okay?
Good. You making that plane on time?
Come on, Nate, stop worrying. My ulcer's acting up as it is.
Now just drive careful. Stay under the speed limit.
Come on, Nate, we've been over this 100 times.
Now don't get impatient. You're always impatient. All right. You better take me now.
I'm making it more realistic, Nate.
What? We're partners.
Nate, I'm sorry, but you wouldn't last 2 minutes with some hard-nosed cop asking questions. Nah. Quite all right. Yeah, business has to go on. Come in, it's all that. Yeah, besides, it wouldn't be...
If you're not free for dinner tonight, I'll strangle Mitch.
Shock? You gotta be kidding. There's no word to describe the way I felt. I was in New York meeting with Cinnamon Spire when I got the word. You betcha, Frank. Anytime. Bye-bye. Yeah, if phone rings again, I'll climb the wall. Scotch and soda. With a twist, right? Hey, look, girls, help yourselves to the bar. Smitty, George, lend the ladies a hand. It's get acquainted time. Come on.
Mr. Mitchell, I'm Barnaby Jones.
Yeah, the insurance company mentioned you in the case. Come on in.
Thank you.
Phone. Hey, I haven't had a bite today. Think I'll mix a little nourishment. What's your pleasure, Jones?
Well, nothing for me, thanks. If I'm intruding,
Oh, no, just a couple of buyers checking on my life. That phone's driving me crazy today. Come on, Jones, join me in a drink. Phones. Yeah. Hey, come on, my partner's dead 3 days, and I'm talking to a couple of lushes. You're out of your skull, Gloria. Sorry, Jones, what do you have?
Oh, nothing for me, thanks.
You know, I probably know less about that robbery than anybody. I wasn't even here. On a plane heading for New York.
Well, the police report had all the facts. I'm not going to take you over any old ground, Mr. Mitchell. I just wondered whether you had given any thought to the crudeness of the theft. Had you any ideas on that?
crude. In and out of my place with a $500,000 in platinum in less than 3 minutes? Come on, Jones.
Well, I mean crude in the sense that there are a lot of things left to chance. For instance, that vault had a time lock that activated at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're getting at, Jones, but, well, you know, it's inventory time. We take it on Saturday. And Nate could have been looking for some of the records we keep in the vaults.
And your silent alarm. Concealed buttons all over the place. A real pro would have seen to it that security system was neutralized the very first thing.
Only thing I can drink. Ulcers. Yes, John? I've been thinking. That guy was waving a gun around. He probably knew Nate was scared. Wouldn't touch any buttons. See, John, I want to cooperate any way I can. I'm a busy man. Got 1,000 things on my mind.
Well, I'm not going to bother you anymore, Mr. Mitchell. I really just wanted you to know that I'm going to be underfoot for a while.
Exactly what we hired to do, Joan.
Cover all the bases for California Meridian Insurance. You see, if this does turn out to be an inside job, one of your employees, say, well, then the bonding company would have to bear some of the liability.
Well, I hate to think of one of our people committing such a crime.
Mr. Turner, your partner, he wasn't really a physical man, was he?
Nate? Strictly a desk man.
That's another strange thing. He did everything that the thief told him to do. He taped Miss Duane, he opened up the vault, gave him all the platinum, and then for some reason he struggled with the thief.
I don't know, maybe he thought he had a chance to pounce on him, make a try. Hey, Jones, my head's like a block of cement. Can we chat about this some other time?
Fine. There's just one last thing. Your bookkeeper, Miss Duane, she seems to be giving a more accurate description of the man.
Well, coveralls and mask is how she described him to me.
Well, she seems to think now that he was much taller than she figured originally, well over 6 feet, with great massive shoulders, built like a wrestler. Can you think of anyone who answered that description that you or your partner may have known?
Not offhand.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Mitchell, for your time. I'll let myself out.
Sure thing, John. Feel like a wrestler.
Anything new, Lieutenant?
Yeah, I lost the lunch betting on the game Sunday.
Should have checked with me first.
Talk with the other partner, Mitch Mitchell?
Yeah, there's a busy man. Talking to him is like having a conversation with a nervous kangaroo.
It's a candidate for a heart attack. That's a jewelry manufacturing business. I don't think I want any part of it.
You want to lose another lunch, Lieutenant? I'd like to bet that this was an amateur job.
No, it's too clean. You're on.
Did you talk to Mitch about the cloisonne enamel, Sam?
Too competitive, he says. Buys $500,000 in platinum and says enamel too competitive? Go figure that out.
I'll talk to him first chance I get.
If you can catch him in one spot long enough.
Miss Duane? Barnaby Jones, I called earlier.
Oh, yes, Mr. Jones. Come right in.
You don't want to intrude on your lunch period?
That's perfectly all right. How can I help you?
This is where the masked robber locked you up?
Yes. I didn't know whether to be frightened or relieved. On the one hand, being locked in a closet, but yet at least his intentions didn't seem to include hurting me.
How would you describe his manner? Was he nervous as opposed to being cool?
Very cool. I fancy he's somebody with considerable experience in robbery.
Considerable experience?
Oh, yes, I'd say he was very professional.
I wonder if I could look at your vault room?
Of course.
I suppose since you were locked up in the closet in there, you didn't hear much of what happened out here.
When the shot was fired.
Miss Dwayne, how much time would you estimate we spent just now talking in your office?
Oh, about 2 minutes. Why?
That's about the same amount of time you said you were locked in the closet when you heard the gunshot.
About 2 minutes. Is there something wrong with my answers, Mr. Jones?
No, you're doing just fine. Just one point that seems strange, the speed with which the robber worked. Now, he got into that vault. He transferred 100 pounds of platinum out that door to a waiting vehicle all in the space of 2 minutes.
Very professional, as I said.
Can I get out that way?
Yes, of course.
Silent alarm?
Yes, it is.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, Mr. Jones. No? Oh, one moment. It's Sweeney. He doesn't like his discount.
Well, hang up on him. All right, tell him everything's taken care of.
A new billing will be sent to you, Mr. Sweeney. No, it's our pleasure. Goodbye.
You know, I feel like a one-armed juggler. Any news from Johannesburg yet?
None, and I've wired again.
Would you rip that thing out or something like that?
Eagle? Yes, he's, one moment. It's too late. You'll have to talk to him.
What's Jones doing here?
I thought he left. It's the buyer from Wilson's.
And that's how it all starts. A sheet of paper.
Oh, it starts long before that, Mr. Jones. Long conferences on trends, availability of metal stones, feelers out to the buyers.
You work mostly in gold?
Gold's a staple. Never out of fashion.
I understand you've been with the company a long time.
14 years. Started off with just 3 of us. Mr. Turner, married back then myself. A nice family feeling. Mr. Mitchell came in 9 years ago as salesman. Then bought in.
You know what's curious to me, Mr. Benson? Why so much platinum on hand?
That was Mr. Turner's idea. Before it goes up, he said. I said, speculating in the jewelry business is bad luck, and it was. Cost him his life.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
They know very little.
What are you talking about?
The police and Mr. Jones. They really know very little.
Jones told me you gave a more complete description of the robber.
Yes, I was a little confused when I first described him, remembering just that terrible mask, but I became more composed after Mr. Turner was buried. He was really a very big man, almost a head taller than you. Much, much heavier.
You know, Mary, I'm going to be depending on you a lot more now. Running the company alone. I want you to take on more responsibility.
Of course, Mr. Mitchell.
Maybe, we can discuss it at dinner tonight.
All right.
Make a reservation at Roger's. You know, the insurance company may be looking for ways not to pay off on the platinum. You know, on the grounds that Nate was a little careless that morning? What I mean, Mary, is, Jones works for them, so maybe we shouldn't go out of our way to cooperate with him.
That's exactly the way I feel.
I could win a Pulitzer Prize.
Yeah. You want one?
Oh, no, thank you. My waistline would never forgive me, but I will take a sip of your lemonade. The nicest young man at the Credit Rating Bureau said I had the loveliest eyes.
That's a sign he has good judgment. Did you get into that list I left you?
I checked all of the employees you circled. Nothing yet.
What about Mitchell? Did you double check him?
Yes, he was on a flight to New York at the time of the robbery. Flight 522, departure 8 o'clock, with 2 stopovers, Salt Lake City and Chicago.
Stopover?
Arrival, New York, 3:42.
One look at Mitchell. It's hard to see him taking anything but direct flight. You know, I've been trying to put myself in the place of that thief. If I were a professional, I would have grabbed that bookkeeper the minute she opened the place. Then I would have seen to it that all the alarms are cut off and sat there and waited for one of the partners to show up.
Which leaves you with your amateur theory.
I'm babysitting $500 million worth of platinum. Did I make a connection before the robbery? Talk to a fence? Likely not. Fence would have been too smart to talk directly to a non-pro about a robbery that hadn't happened yet. If I'd gotten caught, I might have pulled him down too.
But you'd have some idea of what your next move would be.
Sure, I'd have asked around, look for a middleman, maybe even somebody on the lowest rung of the ladder. That lowest rung might be a good place to start.
Isn't it strange? In all the years I've been making reservations for you here, I've never once been here myself.
Yeah, good food.
I envy your life, Mr. Mitchell. Knowing everybody, able to mix with any company. Haven't you ever thought of getting married?
Oh, plenty of time for that. Listen, back to business. Just a minute, huh? Mind if I use your phone, Andre?
Help yourself.
Ready whenever you want.
Powerhouse on Olson Road. Exactly midnight.
Who am I meeting?
I'll have him with me.
Doesn't leave me much time. I have to leave now to pick it up.
Midnight, or it's off.
Smitty!
Oh, good evening, Mr. Mitchell.
No, Mitch. Make it Mitch. Hey, what are you doing here? I didn't know you knew your way around town. This is sort of an in-in place, huh?
Well, I was talking with your, Miss Duane this afternoon about places to dine, and she recommended Roger's. In fact, she got me the reservation.
Hey, well, listen, just tell the maitre d' it's on me. Hey, Smitty, what happened with that Bim? I mean, you know, that chick I lunch up with.
Well, I lead a very quiet life, Mr. Mitchell.
Hey, do me a favor, will you, Smitty? Come on over to my table, come on. I've got Mary Duane with me and something's come up, you understand? Come on. Well, you two know each other. Well, come on, Smitty, sit down. Look, Mary, why don't you and Smitty have dinner together? You know, the best of everything, champagne it up. I just managed to contact the supplier who's got to leave town within the hour, and I got to talk to him. And Mary, about that little business discussion of ours, start by my place in the morning with your books, and we'll see if we can't make some headway. Okay, have fun, you two.
Did you tell him yet?
No. But I think it's beginning to penetrate.
Maybe we should just get it over with.
Didn't you say patience was an important part of your plan? Let's not rush things.
You're pretty hard to locate these days, Andy.
Well, let's stay on the move, you know. Cops. Somebody sneezes wrong in this town, they step on my neck.
How long you been out this time?
6 months, and I'm staying clean, too.
Good idea. 5 jobs, 5 convictions. You're batting 1,000, Andy.
But no more. I mean it. $50?
I want you to pull a small job for me.
What?
A hypothetical job. Supposing you cracked a safe and came away real big, like $500,000 in gold. You can't get a fence in town to talk to you, which I know you can't, because last time you were trying to sell hot stones to a detective in San Pedro.
Hey, that was a bum rap. Entrapment.
The point is, Andy, you're bad news. You need in-between connections.
Hey, I'm sliced 16 ways before I even meet the man.
$500,000, Andy. You can't have any more than 2, 3 fences in the whole town who can handle a score that big.
Metal, huh? That's something special, you know. Top of my head, I couldn't even guess.
How would you start?
Ask around. Promise a cut.
I'll be at this number all night. Think you can come up with a couple of names by morning?
Maybe. If, there was some sort of bonus.
You come up with the right name by breakfast and another $100 for you.
100? Don't leave that phone.
Come on, get that stuff moved in here. Hey, wait a minute. Where's the fence?
He wants it delivered. And certainly not in that van.
Well, nobody spotted that van. Look, Andrew.
Come on. Stop talking and start unloading.
You know, I don't like this. You said whoever it is would be here with the cash.
It's waiting. $250,000.
You didn't say we'd be moving around with it.
Slight change of plans. You want this deal or don't you?
You know what I want is a personal meeting, like where's the cash and that type of thing.
Load that trunk.
There isn't any fence, is there? I mean, there never was.
Load it.
Why so greedy, Andre?
You're beautiful. I'll bet your partner wondered about the same thing before you killed him. Move it.
Well, that was different. I always thought that Nate would blow to the cops. He wasn't a good liar.
You thinking of retiring?
A couple of these I might be able to.
What brought you down here?
Somebody slipped me the word that Roger might be a good man to talk to. I was on my way to see him when the news came in.
Who slipped you the word?
Andy Burns. That's all he had. Looks like I bought the name of a dead man. What the coroner have to say?
Well, sometime between 11 and 3. Watchman down the way thought he heard backfiring around midnight, so that should be it. Ever hear of Roger fencing? No, he's a percentage man. Maybe he was here fixing price and the thief didn't like it. If the thief is that rough, he's no amateur and you owe me a lunch.
Now, hold on. Case isn't closed yet.
Every Eagle employee, past and present's been checked. Rule out an inside job, I start looking for pro. Happy hunting, Barnaby.
There you go. Could be improved with a little rum, Mr. Jones.
This is fine. You work real long hours, don't you, Al?
A couple of hours in the morning, 8 to 2 at night.
I know you've been all over this with the police, but think about last night. Who did Mr. Roger talk to?
I don't recall anything except the usual glad handing.
No strangers? Nobody you hadn't seen before?
Oh, we might have a strange face or two, but mainly our trade is regulars. It's all by reservation. And if Mr. Roger doesn't know you, chances are you don't eat here.
They keep a reservation book?
Oh, sure.
You sure do make a tasty milkshake. Could I see it?
Hmm?
The book.
Oh, yeah, sure. It's right over there. Help yourself. It's mostly all steadies.
Do they have a private listing for reservation?
Not that I know of.
Mitchell. Is that Mitch Mitchell?
Yeah, he runs a jewelry business.
Party of two. Do you happen to remember who was with him?
Oh, did I? Not a doll like he's generally with. She was sort of on the plain side, about 32, 35, reddish hair. Joe, the maitre d' said she works for him.
Mary.
You told me to come by this morning.
Right. Come on in. I had a terrible night last night. Want a drink?
At this time of morning?
It's not exactly a drink, you know. Lime, clam tomato juice, pepper, raw egg, and a little vodka.
No, thank you.
You know, Mary, I'm not exactly in the mood to work today. Why don't you just go on to the office?
Were we really going to work or just talk? You always seem to be on the verge of talking about something, but it never gets very far before you're off and running again.
Yeah. That talk. You know, Mary, you're really a very attractive girl. And,
Why don't we start out by being honest with each other?
Now what? Hey, make yourself comfortable.
Good morning.
Well, anything that can wait?
I was wondering if you were aware the police had recovered some of your platinum.
No, I didn't know. How much did they find?
Mr. Wayne? One button. It's about $5,000, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, they catch the thief?
Police don't think so. You knew the restaurateur Roger, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, slightly. Sort of a hello acquaintance. Why?
He was killed last night. They think he was dealing for the platinum.
Well, I can't believe it. Roger mixed up in something like this?
You left this place about 9:30 last night. Is that right?
Yeah, I started out to meet a buyer, and I didn't feel too good, so I decided to come home instead. Why do you ask?
Well, they figure he was killed about midnight. Police are probably going to be asking a lot of people a lot of questions, and they might even, you know, ask you to account for your time.
No problem here. I was home alone.
Well, being familiar with police procedure, they might ask for some sort of proof.
What do you mean, proof?
Perhaps the whole matter could be simplified by accounting for my time, Mr. Jones. I was with Mr. Mitchell the whole night. Thank you, Mitch. But I don't think my reputation would suffer too much. Any other questions, Mr. Jones?
No, I don't think so.
You know, Jones, you seem to be rather suspicious of me. Are you aware that I was boarding a plane at 7:30 that Saturday, in the air at 8, and meeting a buyer at the airport in New York City?
That reminds me, you took a flight with 2 stopovers. Why didn't you fly direct?
I had a lot of work to catch up on. No telephones, no business calls, no intrusions. You see, Jones, that 7 hours in the air gave me the opportunity to put in 7 solid hours of work with no interruptions.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Wayne.
Hey, Jones. If I, you know, seem a little irritable, I want you to know that the work's getting to me.
We all have off days.
You're quite a girl, Friday. Thanks a lot. That could have been embarrassing.
That could have been your neck.
What are you talking about?
I know everything. I overheard Nate telling you more than 3 months ago what had to be done to save the company.
Well, how little I understand women.
How could you? You've never known a real woman.
Ouch. That hurts. Mary.
Mitch, you know the trouble with you? You've always been too busy being the charmer. You've got no real business sense, like peddling that metal through Roger. Why deal with the underworld when there are businessmen just as crooked as you are?
You got mine, Mary.
A buyer once hinted to you that your license to buy industrial gold could work to your advantage.
Can't recall him.
Yes, that was the day you were busy hiring a new filing clerk, partial to wearing miniskirts and tight-fitting sweaters.
What do you want, Mary?
What am I offered?
$25,000. That's a reasonable figure.
I'd hoped I'd be worth more than that to you.
Well, I must admit, Mary, I don't understand you.
I know you do.
Mary, what, I mean, when you knew what was going to happen, what were your real feelings?
At first, a sense of shock. And I don't know. It excited me. Something happening I wasn't prepared for.
When Nate was shot?
Again. Fear of you. And then... You're an exciting man, Mitch.
You know, Mary, I think we're going to get along just fine.
I'm sure of it.
She was lying, Betty. I touched the hood of her car. It was still warm. She probably drove up just before I did.
She could have driven out for cigarettes.
No. Her confession surprised him as much as it did me.
He wasn't prepared for such an alibi?
No, if she'd been in on it from the beginning, they'd have had their story down pat.
Barnaby, Mitchell was on a plane to New York during the robbery.
Loading time was 7:30. He could have checked in, handed over his ticket, mingled with the people in the waiting area, and left. By 8 o'clock, he could have been back at the jewelry company. The robbery and the murder took 5 minutes, and he's away. He drives the Platinum to some place that they have agreed upon in advance, back to the airport, gets on a non-stop flight to New York under an assumed name.
Arriving at the same time the 2-stop flight got in.
Simple matter to walk over to the other gate and meet his buyer.
Do you really think both partners were in on it?
They had to be, Betty. That's the only thing that explains the short time it took to load the Platinum. No one guy was holding a gun on the other. They were both loading it. Only one thing. Where does Mary Duane fit in? And why was Mitchell so surprised when she gave him an alibi for that night?
Well, there's very little on her. There's very little to get. She lives alone, never dates. As a matter of fact, I came up with only one woman friend, a neighbor, Mrs. Andrews, who runs a little TV store.
Only one thing that makes sense. If Mary Duane had recognized Mitchell behind the mask that day, that would explain their sudden dating, getting together.
I'd hate to be in her shoes if she's holding that information over a killer's head, blackmailing him.
I have a feeling that Mary Duane can take care of herself in the clinches.
You're early. I thought we were going to meet for lunch.
I thought maybe we'd take a little drive, you know, have lunch somewhere along the way on the road.
And how lonely would this road be?
What?
I think I feel more comfortable in the city, Mitch.
I guess we'll stop playing games, Mary. Come on out to the car.
Oh, listen, before we go, this might interest you.
Sorry, we don't have the time.
Something new they've come out with. It's really marvelous. A TV camera and receiver for home use.
The car? Never want to torture somebody, stick this mask on them. My voice okay?
Good. See if the van is positioned right.
I knew it would happen that morning. Nate asking me to be sure to open early, and you supposedly on that plane. It was an hour-and-a-half tape. I had it fixed and running before you and Nate even went into your act. There is, of course, a duplicate. One that will find its way into the hands of the police if I should die or disappear. You're not the suicidal type, Mitch, and that's what you'd be doing.
You know, Mary, you must feel real pleased with yourself.
I'm not proud of what I did, Mitch. I thought about it and thought about it. Told myself it was crazy. And I think way down deep, I thought it was a way of getting closer to you. We worked together for so long, Mitch. I did have feelings that I couldn't help but think of you. Often. And I knew you'd need help from the beginning. I'll be sharing all your problems now.
You're my problem.
Oh, no, you mustn't think of it like that. It's a game. Thrilling and exciting. And what's ahead is exciting. And we'll have so many things to share.
Note how compact this camera is. But why not browse? Take your time. Any questions, just call on me. Well, Mary and I really got to know each other when we discovered we had a common interest. She's a lovely person, just lovely.
I've only known her a short time.
She became absolutely fanatic about the new videotape systems, experimenting with different lighting and various angles. In fact,
Here's a tape Mary made herself. She shot this through a mirror. She was constantly experimenting.
Through a mirror.
Well, Mary claimed you could use a mirror with self-conscious subjects, like my grandchildren. Now, you try to pose grandchildren.
Miss Andrews, would it be difficult to make a duplicate of a tape?
Now, that's strange. You're the second person within an hour to ask that question.
Well, if I'm the second, who was the first?
Well, maybe you know him. Mr. Mitchell, he's Mary's boss.
Mr. Mitchell. Did Mary make a duplicate recently?
She sure did. But as I told Mr. Mitchell, I never saw it.
Where have you been?
Trouble?
No, but the time is short. The Platinum is at a beach house. Mitch wants me to meet him there at 7 and move it elsewhere.
How'd you get the location out of him?
We are on friendly terms. Hey, you're jealous. V. It's sweet.
Just simple trust, huh?
No. He buys the fact that we're partners. He needs me as much as I need him. Hey, you are jealous. I like that.
Change is all the women want. What's different? What's different?
Mr. Benson, these security mirrors, they're all fixed in place, aren't they? I mean, usually.
They're supposed to be. I see that one's moved around.
Thanks. Mr. Dwayne's office looks like a windstorm today.
Yeah, Mr. Mitchell was in here looking for a package Mary left.
What kind of a package?
He just said it was small. Mary put it away for safekeeping.
Did you describe the package? What size?
Well, about so. You know the package?
My answering service, I just got the message.
Just a second.
The service said you mentioned the package.
I can't stand designing jewelry I don't like. It's not modern. It's tasteless.
Sam, you found a package I was looking for?
What's so important about a little package? Mr. Mitchell, it's not healthy for a man to be so intense. Today's troubles you'll laugh at tomorrow.
Sam, you find a package or didn't you?
Yes. I was returning a file to Mary's office, and it was so messy, I decided to neaten it up.
Well, just show me, okay? I mean, it's not important, and maybe it is important. I don't know.
It's not in Mary's office.
What?
I've got it right here. I found it behind a box of staples in the bottom of the back.
Well, thanks, Sam. She's in a hurry.
Make up your mind how much to cut Mitch in for?
I think 0 would be a nice number. How long will it take, disposing of it?
6 weeks, no longer.
I don't believe it. It's unbelievable. Both of you. Both of you in on this. It's incredible.
Might be wise for you to put that away. They do go off, you know.
Yeah, indeed they do. Indeed they do. Well, how long's this been going on? You two?
Christmas a year ago. Neither one of us had anything very special to do after the office party, so I made Christmas dinner for us. And now, there are wedding plans.
Well, that's nice. Very nice. But you, might have to change those plans.
What's that?
That. Helpful Sam. He found it for me.
Sam?
What's he talking about?
I haven't the faintest idea.
You've got a bad memory, Mary. It's your precious duplicate.
Duplicate?
The duplicate was mailed to me. I've got it locked away.
No, Sam. We found it straightening up his office. So don't tell me this isn't it.
That's right, Mitch. It isn't. Dropped a gun.
This is your ploy, Jones.
Just consider it a little gift. Another gift for you, Miss Dwayne. You'll be happy to know that your friend Sam is still your good and firm friend. After I explained it to him, he agreed with me that it was better for you to do a little cell time than for us to stumble over your body somewhere. Get me the police.
All I'm saying is you could have phoned before heading up to that beach house.
Did you ever follow Mitchell in a car? He hit 100 in a couple of places.
What charges can you bring against Mary Dwayne and Smith?
Grand theft, conspiracy, obtaining stolen goods.
But neither one of them had any prior record?
Nope, first time in the bullpen.
Well, if Mitchell didn't have any prior record either, then it seems to me that everybody involved in the robbery of that vault was an amateur.
Yeah, that's, I guess that's one way to put it.
You know, Lieutenant, maybe you ought to stop betting lunches.